Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over the 7 psychological tips on how to be good in debates. Make sure to watch each one of them so you have the biggest chance to win your next argument. These are types of people who can convince you that the sun rises in the west if they want to. No matter if you despise them or how much you look up to them, you cannot deny that at some point in your life you wish to be as good in arguments as them. These people seem to be born to be debaters. But is it possible that you can also be so well-spoken? There are simple rules to follow when arguing, no matter whether you are debating at a podium or you're arguing with your mom at home. By carefully listening to your opponent, using effective communication and a well-placed argument, you can make just about any opinion seem like the correct one. The majority of people think they can't become a good debater since they weren't born to be debaters. This is, however, far from the truth. Debating is a skill that is easy to learn if you are willing to put in the effort. An effective debater uses reasoning and the use of many techniques and psychological tricks to gain an advantage in an argument. Here are 7 tips on how to be good in debates. Number 1. Be prepared. The more prepared you are for a debate, the better you'll do. Make sure to do your research and make sure you obtain as much information as possible before an actual debate. The more you know about a topic, the better prepared you are to counter any argument the opposition might come up with. Knowing the most common arguments for and against both sides of the issue is particularly important. Knowing what your opponent is going to emphasize will allow you to explain why it's wrong. Information is power, and if you have knowledge, you can provide absolute proof that you are right and on top. Before you get involved in an argument, always make sure you know the facts. This way, you can ensure that nothing but the truth gets in the way of your argument. Make sure that you do not state something as true if you are not sure about it. Number 2. Keep calm. This is a golden rule of debating. It doesn't matter if you're debating on the podium or at the dinner table. Your opponent will have a perspective that is different from your own, and some of the things he says might offend you. No matter what is going to happen, you do not want to get frustrated or agitated. When you debate, stay calm. Don't start shouting or get angry. This will show weakness to your opponent. Rather, keep your voice in check and your face neutral. Consequently, your opponent will have a much harder time figuring out what buttons to press to throw you off. Try breathing for a minute or two if you're having trouble staying calm. No matter how passionate you are about your position, you have to remain cool and in command of your emotions. If you lose your temper, you lose. Number 3. Respect your opponent. Remember that the key to winning an argument is by presenting good counter-arguments rather than insulting your opponent. It might be difficult, especially in heated situations. However, when you argue with someone, you have to be respectful. Try to avoid insulting, upsetting, or judging them. Doing this can be seen as a sign that your argument isn't very good. Plus, it makes people defensive and makes the whole debate ugly. Using personal arguments could not only harm your position, but also impact your credibility. Here's a bad debate example. Why should we listen to you? You broke the system last year and you're going to just ruin this too. You can debate more effectively by saying things like, I know you're excited, but we need to utilize someone more experienced with this kind of project so that we can accomplish it more effectively. Do not attack the people, attack an issue. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. Maintain a proper body language. Maintaining a proper body language will help you increase your credibility and confidence. Make sure that you maintain proper eye contact with your opponent or the audience. However, make sure not to look at one point for too long, because that would make someone feel uncomfortable. Do not fidget with your hands. Use your gesture to emphasize for particular points.
If it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be talking about illegal immigration. And I will do that through a different system. Folks of Iowa found out the true facts of the job that you've done in Wisconsin. All of a sudden, you tubed. He was number 1, now he's number 6 or 7.
Try to avoid crossing your legs or arms. Maintain open body posture by standing straight and making sure that you do not lean on the podium. While sitting, do not shake your legs or rub your hands. These are signs of nervousness and you want to appear as confident as possible. Number 5. Keep the discussion on track. An opponent who starts discussing a subject that's not the topic of the debate will distract the audience from the proper discussion. When your opponent goes off track in a debate, it is a sign that his reasoning is weakening. The more on track you are, the better your chances of winning. Make sure the current argument you're having relates directly to the topic you're supposed to be discussing. If your opponent is constantly changing the subject, consider it a sign that he's feeling threatened and is finding it hard to get back to the original subject. You should call him out on this and return to the proper topic of a conversation. Pointing out this behavior to your audience can make you look more confident and correct. This is also why being prepared for the specific topic of a debate is so handy. Number 6. Be alert on logical fallacies. Arguments that are based on a flawed line of reasoning are called logical fallacies. The conclusion might be correct, but the way to get there is incorrect. By disproving their argument, you can make yours look stronger. In order to learn how to recognize and counter logical fallacies, you need to be able to identify each type individually. One of the most popular logical fallacies is a false dilemma when a person presents only 2 options or sides, when in reality, there are many options or sides.
Do you think you and Mommy did a good job raising me?
Of course we did.
Well, then you obviously taught me right from wrong.
True.
And you should trust me to do the right thing.
Wait.
Or you're a bad father. Take your pick.
You either support Hillary Clinton for president or you don't believe in women's rights. By pointing out logical fallacies, you can force your opponent to accept the logical errors in their argumentation and thereby reduce its credibility. Number 7. Use this phrase. If you ever find yourself and the person you're talking with heading down to all-out conflict, stop for a second, take a deep breath, and use this phrase, which can diffuse the conflict and add more value in the whole discussion. You can say something like, "I see your point, but do we need to agree about this?" Often when people argue with each other over their perspectives, they get locked into a conflict and just could not see the opponent's perspective. Think about whether you can resolve a disagreement about ideology or principle by finding a solution that would satisfy both parties, without convincing either side they are right. And the chances are, you can. In every kind of debate, try to aim for resolution, not victory. At the end of the day, you want to aim for a true resolution to an argument by honest and respectful communication, so you and your opponent can both grow as a result. Now we have a question for you. How do you usually win your arguments? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to learn more about yourself and understand other people better. Check out our other videos. Take care.